I want to start with something simple yet incredibly powerful. Every person in this room, and everyone watching or listening, at some point has asked themselves, what's the secret to success? Is it talent? Is it education? Is it having the right connections? Or could it be something else, something deeper? Let me share with you a truth I've learned, not from books, but from life itself. Success doesn't come from what we desire, it comes from what we choose to do. The habit that leads to success is not loud, it's not dramatic, and it certainly doesn't always feel exciting. It's often quiet, often overlooked, but it's present every day, quietly guiding our decisions, shaping our character, and determining our future. Consistency. That's the habit, the one habit that quietly, steadily, and undeniably transforms your life. We live in a world that celebrates instant results, where people crave quick fame, quick money, and quick success. But anything that comes quickly without effort, without struggle, often feeds just as fast. True success, meaningful success, is built slowly, like a sculpture car from stone, one small strike at a time, and the tool that sculpts it is consistency. Consistency is key. You don't have to take giant steps every day, nor do you need to wow the world overnight. All you need to do is wake up and decide that today, you'll give it your best shot, and then do it again tomorrow. The day after that, even if no one sees your effort, even if you're not getting recognition, even if the progress feels painfully slow, let me tell you something from my own journey. There were days, many days, when it felt like nothing was moving forward, when I would sit in silence and wonder, is this all worth it? There were nights when tears were my only companion, when pain spoke louder than hope. But every morning I made a small promise to myself, just one more step, and I took it. Some days those steps were strong and full of purpose. Other days they were shaky, hesitant, but they were steps nonetheless. Success isn't about being the fastest. It's about being the one who refuses to give up. There's power in repetition, beauty in showing up even when you don't feel ready, even when your heart is broken, even when your spirit is drained. That's where character is forged, where strength is found, where success begins not with applause, but with quiet dedication. When people look at someone successful, they often see the outcomes, the achievements, the awards, the spotlight. But they don't see the early mornings and late nights, the sacrifices, the rejections, the failures. They don't see the lonely roads walked when no one was cheering, nor the silent moments of doubt, or the days when everything seemed to go wrong. But all those invisible moments matter. Every small decision you make counts. Every time you choose to stay disciplined. Every time you choose to learn instead of complain, to work instead of wait, to rise instead of retreat. Those choices build the foundation of success. You are building something extraordinary. And let me tell you this. Consistency does not mean perfection. You will fall, you will have bad days, and you will mess up. That's okay. You're human. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to keep going, to get up one more time, to try one more time, to believe in yourself even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Think about a tree, tall, beautiful, and strong. It didn't grow overnight. Its roots dug deep into the earth, little by little, while its branches slowly stretched toward the sun. Some days it stood through storms, other days it basked in sunlight, but it kept growing, growing quietly, consistently. That's what success looks like. It's not always glamorous, but it's real and it lasts. I want to say this to anyone who feels like their efforts are going unnoticed, to anyone who feels invisible right now. Please know this. Your hard work is not invisible. Every effort you make, every act of discipline, every small win, it's all adding up, even if you can't see the results yet. Trust that they are coming. Sometimes we wait for motivation to act, but motivation is like the wind. It comes and goes. You cannot rely on it. What you can rely on is discipline, and that comes from habit. Habits are built through small repeated actions, day after day. That is the secret. That is the foundation of real success. You might be facing challenges right now. You might be dealing with situations that feel impossible, and I understand that deeply. But I want to remind you, Even in the middle of your struggles, you have the power to take one small step, to make one small improvement. That's all it takes, and that is enough. Remember, it is not the loudest person in the room who wins. It's the one who doesn't stop showing up, who builds not for the moment, but for the future, who understands that consistency is more powerful than intensity, that a gentle stream with time can carve through mountains. So ask yourself, not how big are my dreams, but how strong are my habits? Because it is not what you wish for that shapes your life. It is what you do again and again and again and again. And in that doing, in that beautiful steady rhythm, you become someone you're proud of. Not because the world said you were successful, but because you know you earned it. People often come to me with a question that sounds simple on the surface but carries so much depth underneath. They ask, "What's the secret to success?" And every time I hear that question, I pause. Not because I don't know the answer, but because I know it's not what most people expect. It's not tucked away in some perfect formula, not hidden in a motivational book, and not borrowed from someone else's journey. The truth is, success is personal. It's intimate. And more than anything, it's rooted in the relationship you have with yourself. The habit that leads to success isn't just about early mornings, big goals, or packed schedules. It's about the quiet, steady commitment to never give up on yourself. It's about believing in your own value, especially when life tries to make you forget it. Because there will be days, many of them, when doubt will echo loudly around you, when voices outside and inside will whisper that you're not enough. On those days, you have to be your own anchor, your own light, your own home. The habit of not giving up on yourself doesn't shout, it whispers. It's the voice in the dark, the calm presence in the chaos. It says, "You've faced harder things before. You can make it through this too." It's the habit of compassion, of offering grace to your own soul, even when the world feels unkind. The habit of being kind to yourself when life has been anything but kind. It's easy to believe in yourself when things are going well, when you're winning, when you're being celebrated. But the real test, the true test, comes in silence. It comes when the stage is empty, when the applause is faded and all you're left with is you. That's where your strength is measured. That's where your habits are formed, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. Not in moments of victory, but in moments of vulnerability. There will be days when your dreams feel far away. When the weight of disappointment sits heavy on your shoulders. Days when you try your best and still fall short. You will be tempted to walk away, to settle, to silence your own voice, just to make life easier. But those are the moments when you must hold yourself closer, when you must say no. Not today. I won't give up on myself today. Success isn't about having all the answers. It's about staying in the questions long enough to grow through them. It's about showing up not perfectly, but faithfully. It's about carrying your scars with pride and saying, "This is who I am. This is where I've been. And I'm still standing." One of the strongest habits you can ever build is learning how to stand back up again and again. Not because someone told you to, but because deep down you know your story isn't finished yet, and it never is. As long as you keep writing it. Sometimes people think success means never falling, but that's not true. Success means falling 100 times, and still finding the courage to rise on the 101st every time you fall and get back up. You're not. The habit of being kind to yourself when life has been anything but kind. It's easy to believe in yourself when things are going well, when you're winning, when you're being celebrated. But the real test, the true test, comes in silence. It comes when the stage is empty, when the applause is faded and all you're left with is you. That's where your strength is measured. That's where your habits are formed, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. Not in moments of victory, but in moments of vulnerability. There will be days when your dreams feel far away. When the weight of disappointment sits heavy on your shoulders. Days when you try your best and still fall short. You will be tempted to walk away, to settle, to silence your own voice, just to make life easier. But those are the moments when you must hold yourself closer, when you must say no. Not today. I won't give up on myself today. Success isn't about having all the answers. It's about staying in the questions long enough to grow through them. It's about showing up not perfectly, but faithfully. It's about carrying your scars with pride and saying, this is who I am. This is where I've been. And I'm still standing. One of the strongest habits you can ever build is learning how to stand back up again and again. Not because someone told you to, but because deep down, you know your story isn't finished yet, and it never is. As long as you keep writing it. Sometimes people think success means never falling, but that's not true. Success means falling 100 times, and still finding the courage to rise on the 101st every time you fall and get back up. You're not starting over, you're starting stronger with more resilience, with more understanding of who you are and what you're capable of. You see, people are always looking for external science, status, validation, numbers, applause. But the real signs of success are internal. The quiet confidence, the peaceful heart, the unwavering faith in yourself. Even when there's no evidence, things are working out. That's the kind of success no one can take from you. We often wait for motivation to move us. We say, I'll start when I feel ready. But motivation is temporary. It's a feeling, fleeting, like the tide. What truly lasts is discipline, and discipline, at its core, is built on love. Yes, love. The kind of love that says, I care about my future enough to keep going, even when I don't feel like it. That's the habit. That's the commitment. That's the choice you make every single day. It doesn't matter how slowly you move as long as you don't stop. The pace doesn't define the progress. The effort does. And some days, effort looks like big wins. Other days, it looks like simply getting out of bed. Both are valid. Both are part of your journey. You'll meet people who won't understand your path, who may doubt you, question your choices, even laugh at your dreams. And that's okay. Because your journey isn't supposed to make sense to everyone. It's supposed to make sense to you. The habit that brings success is trusting that quiet inner voice that says, keep going. You're not done yet. When you choose not to give up on yourself, you're not just building your future. You're healing your past. You're rewriting the story that once said, you're not enough. You're breaking the pattern of self-abandonment and replacing it with a new habit. One that says, I deserve to be loved. By me, first. And let's not forget, healing is a habit too. Choosing to get better, to forgive, to let go, to grow. It takes courage. It takes daily commitment. It's not about erasing the pain. It's about holding it gently and choosing to move forward with it. Not because it doesn't matter, but because you matter more. You become successful the moment you stop measuring your worth by how far you still have to go, and start honoring how far you've already come. The moment you stop waiting for permission to believe in yourself. The moment you start showing up as the person you were always meant to be. Flawed, real, powerful. So ask yourself, not just what goals do I want to reach, but who do I want to become on the way there? Because success is not a destination. It's a reflection. A mirror, showing you the strength you've built, the lessons you've learned, and the person you chose to become, day after day, no matter what.